combination from Polly Parsons Hills to Zoe Bennett. Just really, really effective. And here's Richfield.
Abby Seal scoring the first goal for the Tigers has it. In this 1-1 contest between the Rams and the Tigers. A ticket to the FCAC Championship on Thursday on the line.
Battle it out here. It's cannonball.
This one's striked into the circle. Buchanan trying to stay with it. And a great job by the Richfield defense to try to clear it out. Ferraro strokes it. And the whistle's going to be blown.
Yeah, just a little bit of mishit there, and high ball, so-called dangerous coming out.
Shauna Ferraro scoring the 1 goal for New Canaan this afternoon. She also had a goal in the quarterfinal.
So that ball called back because it's considered dangerous on the aerial if you create a dangerous situation. So now it's a New Canaan ball.
Canaan on the restart. Molly Reed keeping with it. Gilio.
Good touch. Picked up by Ridgefield.
Redrup dribbling with it on that near sideline and is stopped by New Canaan. Once again, that double team tactic using Parsons Hills.
Yeah, that was a nice little channel by Rachel Gilio, who's on her way to Denison in the fall, and then picked up by Polly Parsons Hill. So some nice examples of some good defensive tackling here.
Mentioned Rachel Gilio off to Denson next year for field hockey, one of many commits on this New Canaan team. And now Richfield with it.
I would say I think we've just seen a real, I don't want to call it explosion, but a real increase in kids in Fairfield County going on to play college field hockey, which I think is just a real testament to the overall level in the FCAC, just really improving.
One of the many sports in the FCAC that the conference really thrives when it comes to the state tournament and just conferences in general, as that one will go past the end line. Even when you look at the state tournament in the upcoming weeks, 3 out of the 4 teams playing tonight will be in the top 6 seeds. So Staples, Darien, and New Canaan. So definitely some talent in the FCAC. Richfield sends it back to Cacciapaglia. Nice stop from Ferraro. New Canaan going to try to get something going. Mitchell loses it, and it's going to be turned over on the whistle.
Julia Carrazza just working super hard in the middle.
Richfield moving it around to Luft. Stop there.
Did.
Parsons Hills. And the whistle's going to be blown on that one. Nice save. Keep with possession from Ferraro. The whistle will be turning it over to the Tigers. Parsons Hills was looking to get it over to Mitchell. New Canaan going to try to turn back over to the offense.
Good pick up by Jane Holland. I'll be curious to see if you've noticed there have been very few substitutions. So these girls have already been playing now into their 3rd quarter. And obviously it's very intense and very even. So I don't expect that there'll be lots of subbing this game, but we'll see how how their stamina holds up over this next quarter.
Actually, as you mentioned, that Mackenzie Peters appears to be ready to sub in on the next whistle for Richfield.
Of course, as soon as I said that, right?
The ball goes out of bounds to Kanan. We'll bring it back in. And Gilio.
Just a little bit too much of a lifted ball, so it's Richfield.
Redrup with it. Dribbling it. Just outside of the circle. Parsons Hills strikes that one all the way down to Mitchell. And a nice pass there to Richardson. Buchanan with some life in him. Knocked away from Richfield, but it will be a penalty corner awarded to the Rams.
Yeah, I couldn't see from here if that was because of a foot or an intentional knock over the end line, which if it's either way, it's a corner, but wasn't clear to me from this angle.
Both sides will get ready. Isabella Shue. The inserter all day for the Rams, and she will do it once again. I should say Isabel Shue. My apologies. Shue with the insert. The strike is on, and it goes out of bounds. No touch from Richfield.
The deflection was just outside on the near post.
Richfield had their goaltender and at least two defenders placing themselves between the net and the ball, really giving it no room to enter the cage, and it just goes out of bounds. Buchanan once again bringing it in the circle.
And that was a Blackfoot inside, just around the 5-yard line, so it's definitely a corner.
And Buchanan will give their 6th attempt at a penalty corner tonight. Once again, they scored on one all the way back in the first quarter, thanks to Shauna Ferraro. Buchanan lining up. The insert is over to Parsons Hills. Short little pass. Over to Mitchell. The shot is up. And the goalie's down. And that is the
no goal.
The whistle is going to call that off.
I think she's saying that it hit New Canaan foot, and so then it's coming out.
It does appear that way. The referee went straight to pointing to her foot instead of awarding the goal. And for the second time tonight, New Canaan has a goal called off. Nearing the end of this third quarter, Bennett gets it over, turns it over to Richfield. And now Richfield hustling for it. Peters staying with it.
Trying to get something.
And the whistle is going to turn it over.
It's her own foot, and now it's New Canaan ball coming out. A good effort.
Cannon moving around, trying to clear it out of the Richfield attacking zone. Pass over to Shue. Tuccio looks for Peters. Cannon with the restart. Quickly stopped by Richfield. And no time for Richfield to do anything with it. We're through 3 quarters. Tie match 1-1. We'll be back with an exciting end to this one. You're taking a look now at the FCAC bracket. You're right now watching New Canaan Richfield. At the conclusion of this, Darien Staples, as well as all the quarterfinal scores from this past weekend. We're just about ready to go in the fourth quarter between New Canaan and Richfield. And it's been an exciting match all night. New Canaan moving around. Knocked away by Carraza.
We were just talking about the fact that neither of these teams have been in the FCAC final in quite some time. I think you were saying Ridgefield, it's their first, and New Canaan not for 6 years, 5 years?
Yeah, that's right, Clara. Both of these teams have had some droughts when it comes to FCAC championships and just making it to the championship game. As the shot is up there, the whistle is blown. Richfield, in their program history, has never been to an FCAC championship in field hockey, so they're looking to make some history tonight. As for New Canaan, they haven't done it since 2014, and they're looking to add potentially their 9th FCAC title this season. And the reason for those droughts, you have the two powerhouses in the conference, Darien and Staples, who will be meeting in the next semifinal, and what should be another exciting match.
Yeah, it's interesting that this year, the way that the rankings turn out, that they're going to have to eliminate each other in the semifinal, as opposed to meeting each other in the finals, both in the FCX and also at the state tournament.
Yeah, the state tournament, the ranking's not official yet, but the way it currently stands, Darien and Staples would be the 3rd and 6th seed, meaning they would meet in a quarterfinal matchup instead of their typical final or even semifinal in the state.
Comes Ridgefield looking in a clear. Looks like that was Jane Holland with that clear out to the left side.
Both teams giving it all they have here. Their FCX season's on the line, win or go home. And setting this one.
Oh, right across the mouth of the goal.
And New Canaan will gain possession of it.
Picked up again by Zoe Bennett. Let's see where this will go. Ridgefield fighting hard.
New Canaan with the restart. Over to Parsons Hills. First hit over to Reed, and will overshoot her out of bounds. This is a production of DAF Media in conjunction with Local Live, also being streamed on NCTV 78. Our production crew this afternoon, all student volunteers, Emily Fox, Adam Nelson, and Ryan Peck, our DAF Media advisor, Damian Andrew. Braden Shank and Clara Ambrose with you. So glad you could be with us on this Tuesday night from McMahon's Casa Grande Field. Canaan now moving the ball around. Over to Mitchell. Dribbling with it, makes the move. Staying with it.
Trying to find something in the circle, maybe corner.
Both teams fighting for it. Tuccio had it. Some action on that far sideline. Number 12, Kira Cooney with possession. Strikes it into the circle, and it's knocked away by Richfield. Redrup.
Just a little bit of a foot on New Canaan, but gives New Canaan just a little bit of time to get back on defense. Okay, just Richfield called on the push, so now New Canaan's going to get the ball.
Ollie Reed.
Up just outside. Okay, Richfield ball here.
Richfield has it, and it's intercepted there by Barron. Here come the Rams. Stopped by Cacciapaglia, quickly kept in by Ferraro.
Just third-party obstruction there, which is when one of your own players comes between your ball and the other team, and they call it third-party obstruction. It's almost like setting a pick if you were in basketball.
Whistle's going to be blown. giving it to the Rams. Strike from Parsons Hills.
You hear the crowd getting pretty loud here, making some comments about the call.
Cannon will restart it. And they're attacking 25. Mitchell sends it into the... And on the ground. Finds its way over to Shu. Back to Gilio. And that one is intercepted by the Tigers. And the whistle's going to be blown there.
I don't think any card there. I think, she just tripped.
Richfield overshoots Redrup. And Gilman's going to smartly let that one go.
I mean, I have to say, for how intense this game is, there have been really very few penalties, like very few cards. We just had the one green card, 2 minutes, that's it, which is nice to see.
Getting it, moving it around. Gilio gets it over to Reed. And the whistle is going to get it back to Gilio. Nice pass. Heavy coverage over to Shu.
Picked up by Ridgefield here.
Tuccio sends it into Kurz. And that one's going to roll out of bounds. Richfield gets it over to Carraza. She is knocked to the ground. No call.
No call.
Now Richfield trying to bring it back into their offensive zone.
Buchanan now trying to just take advantage of.
The Rams using their speed to try to keep it moving. In the circle, knocked away. Pressure continuing to be put on by the Rams. Parsons Hills sends it into the box to Ferraro. Small spin move, and the whistle's going to clear it out. And a quick turnover there to Barron. She's going to send it off a deflection.
No call there.
And out off of a New Canaan player. They're going to say it hit a Richfield stick. And the Rams turn it over to Richfield.
Is he Shu with the ball? Just going to try and eliminate.
Shu dribbling with it, staying with it. And the whistle's going to be called.
Corner.
Shu was looking for that call. A little bit of a delayed call. But nonetheless, it will be a New Canaan penalty corner.
Yeah, almost looked like she was looking to make a little tuck of a pass over just top of the circle not top of the circle, top of the penalty stroke mark, looking for a player, and a Richfield player just got in the way with her foot.
6 minutes to play in this one. Carolyn Barron will be the inserter. She inserts it. Parsons Hills. And the shot is up there. Falling to the ground is O'Keefe. The ball is still loose. And a great job by Richfield to slow down New Canaan and eventually come away with it. Now to the end line.
Good defense on the part of Ridgefield.
Buchanan's had 7 penalty corners tonight, and really all 7 have been very good efforts for a goal, one of them actually resulting in the goal for New Canaan, and the other one being called off of a goal. Out of bounds, staying with New Canaan. Carrazza trying to advance it. Forcing a retreat. And New Canaan continuing to put the pressure on. As we're nearing so ever close to the end of regulation. In the case they remain tied, there is still time left, but in the case they remain tied, we will head to an overtime.
Yeah, we have, as we were discussing earlier as well, in a semifinal game, you have to have a winner. In the final, and this has happened before in the FCAC and also at the state championship level, where after 2 overtimes, if it's still a tie, it remains a tie and they're co-champions. But of course, in a semifinal game, you need to have a winner. So after the 2 overtimes, I believe it's either a shootout or penalty strokes to determine the winner.
You recall that 2019 FCAC championship, Darien Staples.
I remember it well. I was here.
That game ending in co-champions. I believe no score from either sides. They were co-FCAC champions.
And they met each other again in the state.
That's correct, and that game was not co-champions. Staples came away with that, picking up the state title. Once again, those 2 teams will be meeting in the second semifinal at the conclusion of this game. New Canaan now trying to get something going.
Zoe Bennett just eliminating and looking for another corner, and she gets it.
New Canaan gonna try their luck yet again at the penalty corner. With 2.5 minutes and some change still left. Carolyn Barron will make her way to insert it. Barron with the insert. Parsons Hills puts it up. And a good opportunity once again to the left of the net.
Yeah, just to that near post.
It's the second time New Canaan has done that in their last 2 penalty corners. Missed one there. Here comes Richfield now. Peters dribbling with it.
Rachel Gilio just trying to stop her there, and Polly Parsons with a nice flat tackle.
Keeping with it is Luft.
Richfield still has possession, and she's going to maintain it. Julia Carrazza with the ball, seeing if she can get something in the circle.
Carrazza sends it into the circle, knocked away by the New Canaan defense. That one goes out of bounds. Richfield with the restart. Trying to get some late offense together. Richfield comes away with it. Making some progress. Kurz loses it to the end line.
16-yard coming out. No one really wants to go into these overtimes. They do drop the number of players on the field to 7 per side, so that's 6 field players and 1 goalkeeper, typically.
Here's New Canaan now.
Here comes New Canaan. Molly Mitchell.
Stopped.
That's a foot.
By Tebby, the whistle. Here's New Canaan now. Barron puts the shot up, and just to the left.
Wide.
Just wide of the net from Barron. New Canaan was taking the big risk, and unfortunately they are unsuccessful Richfield will restart it with 15 seconds left to play in regulation.
Putting some pressure.
New Canaan now working against the clock. Hit out by Richfield. And this will take us to overtime. Claire, do you want to explain to the viewers how overtime is going to work here?
So we'll go into two 10-minute sudden death overtimes, which are 7 aside. So each team will pick their strongest 7 players. Obviously, at least a goalkeeper and then 6 field players. And they play full field. And I'm going to tell you, it's extremely tiring. And whoever scores first, they win. So it has happened before where we've gone into two overtimes and no score. So we'll see what happens here. I think at this point it comes down a lot to stamina and the fittest team.
You're watching the DAF Media Network. Overtime coming up very soon. You do not want to change the channel, as a spot to the FCAC Championship on the line. We'll be back. We are waiting the start of overtime in this FCAC semifinal between the New Canaan Rams and the Richfield Tigers. Braden Shank and Clara Ambrose with you. So glad you could be with us. It's been a back and forth battle all game. New Canaan struck first. Shauna Ferraro scoring in the first quarter. That took us all the way to the third quarter, where Richfield got on the board with an Abby Seal goal. And now it's golden goal overtime. Referees checking both goaltenders, making sure they're ready. Once again, New Canaan in their white jerseys, Richfield in the black. In a semifinal game that we need a winner in to determine who's going to the FCAC Championship. 2 droughts, one of them is going to end at the end of overtime.
Buchanan with the ball. It's a little is trapped there. So Zoe Bennett. Molly Parsons intercepts and
Parsons Hills puts the shot up.
oh, saved by the Richfield goalie. Good
Save
save, good hit.
by O'Keefe.
Okay, just out of bounds. So it'll be a long hit for New Canaan. You'll notice they have their veterans out here. Seniors, Rachel Gilio, Kira Cooney, Zoe Bennett, all seniors.
Gets the pass up open, and the
Molly
shot is
Mitchell.
up from Shu. You also mentioned, Clara, number of players being dropped down, almost cut in half. Only 6 players out there for both sides. So it should be a quicker paced overtime than regulation.
Yeah, you'll see how just being out of position, you'll be able to beat a lot of players with one pass or one hit. So you know, they have to be really strategic about how they play.
Hustling with it is New Canaan. They bring it into the circle. Stopped by Richfield.
Yeah.
Penalty corner will be awarded.
So also a little difference in the overtime 7v7. You'll notice that there's one less player that's allowed back in the cage.
So it looks like there would be 3 players lining up in the cage along with the goalie. And Shu makes her way over to the end line to insert it for the Rams.
And Kira Cooney staying pretty deep. The New Canaan defense on transition.
To get it over. Passing it. Ball's loose. And missing wide.
Just wide left. That left side.
That is the 3rd straight shot New Canaan has done that. And the referees are going to restart it there. Giving it back to New Canaan.
Canaan really putting the pressure.
Shu puts the shot up. Saved by O'Keefe. The ball is loose. And missing to the far side of the net. It's been all New Canaan so far in this overtime. And they will continue to stay with the ball. Parsons
Nice
Hills
slice pass out to the right.
in the corner, dribbling with it. Centers it. Kick saved by
save.
O'Keefe.
And Richfield.
Gilio falls. Gilio will still get the pass off. Shu now with it. Stopped by Carraza.
Nice move inside.
The whistle's going to be blown, giving it to Richfield. Violation on New Canaan.
Aaron with the ball.
Kurz loses it. Here's New Canaan now.
3v2.
Stopped by Carraza for now. Richfield trying to make a stop. The shot is up in front of the net. Whistle is blown. Stopping play. And New Canaan call off the whistle. Oh no, they're staying with the whistle.
I think New Canaan was looking to get a corner off of that play.
Definition of playing to the whistle right there from the New Canaan Rams. Here they are inside the circle.
Just really putting the pressure.
New Canaan staying with the ball. We don't have the official stat, but it feels like New Canaan has been on the offense for pretty much this entire overtime. Dribbling with it. Stopped by Peters. She's going to try to turn it over to the offense. Intercepted by New Canaan. Despite the whistle, it's staying with New Canaan.
Ridgefield just really try to pack it in the middle.
Richfield desperately trying to clear it out.
Another New Canaan ball.
Canaan continuing to pound Richfield with the offense.
And Julia Carrazza here
Carrazza
picks
now
the ball off. Polly Parsons
flying
been
down the
between
field is
them this whole
Richfield.
game. And a tackle by Kira Cooney.
Aaron now. Richfield makes the stop there. Minor.
It looks like we had a substitution here, and then New Canaan, number 2, came in.
Carolyn Barron, number 2 for New Canaan.
Playing 7 aside, a full field is just extremely tiring. So you see these forwards, needing to get subbed out.
Buchanan with it. Ferraro gets it to the far sideline. Gets it back to Ferraro. And Richfield hit it to an empty field. Coming out of nowhere is Buchanan, and they're going to regain possession.
Steps up with it. Yeah, pass right back.
Parsons Hills nearing the cage, stays with it. Gets it out. Ferraro. And the whistle's going to be called. Appears to be a kicking violation or a kickball.
A foot on New Canaan.
Football. That's
Richfield just trying to gain some offense here. They're calling the ball back to put it where the foul occurred.
coming up on 2 minutes left in overtime. In a game that we have not seen a score in since the third quarter.
Zoe Bennett, she comes again.
Tried to get it in the circle, knocked away by Ridgefield.
Aaron Chris.
Parsons Hills being very conservative with it.
That long reach of hers. Ooh. So that's immediately a corner upgraded because there was a foul outside the circle, but I think she's calling an intentional foul there. I don't see a card going on, but they're giving a corner to Buchanan.
Buchanan gonna huddle up. The clock continues to tick. Approaching 1 minute now. Once again, this is a semi-final match, so if neither team scores in this final minute, they will advance to a second overtime. And hopefully those 10 minutes would be able to determine a winner. Barron lines up as the inserter. She inserts it. Buchanan looking to get something. The shot is up and wide yet again from Parsons Hills. Buchanan has been doing that really since the half. They've been taking those shots and they've been going wide.
On the near post, yeah. I'm not sure if that's their actual play or if that's a mistake, but they definitely have missed a few times on that side.
Clock's going to continue to tick down.
Here comes Zoe Bennett again on the offense. And Ridgefield clears the ball.
With only a couple ticks left. That's going to take us to the end of overtime. We remain tied at 1-1 between New Canaan and Ridgefield. Clara, what do you think is going to happen here for a team to put a ball in the back of the cage?
I think that New Canaan has had plenty of opportunities. Probably Ridgefield, having been on defense the entire time, for them is most likely to be on a counterattack and just catching New Canaan off guard and overloading that way. New Canaan probably just, inside the circle, being a little bit smarter with where they're going to place those shots. But the goalie has also made some saves, so who's I can't really predict. If we were to say it was about possession, then I would say New Canaan should be coming on top, but we don't really know at this point.
First overtime was all New Canaan on the offensive possessions. I can't recall Richfield having a single shot in overtime. 1-1. We are heading to a second overtime. You are watching the DAF Media Network in conjunction with Local Live, also being streamed on NCTV 78. We'll be back with second overtime. The clock has been reset to 10 minutes. We are getting ready for second overtime between New Canaan and Richfield, the first of two FCX semifinals. New Canaan, the 1 seed, Richfield, the 4 seed, with a spot to the FCX championship on the line. Despite Richfield being the 4 seed, a lot of people view this as their year to go out and potentially win an FCX championship. 16 returning players from their FCX Central winning team a season ago. And New Canaan just a dominant team all season at 16-0. But we have golden goals, second overtime. New Canaan Richfield. Winner has a date with the winner of Darien Staples, which is coming up at the end of this match. So if you're just joining us looking for that game, that is coming up very soon, hopefully.
I have to say, I really enjoy these tournament games because you might easily try to predict who's going to win, but tournaments just bring out different animals. So, this has been just a really exciting game, I think.
Buchanan.
Here comes Buchanan. Zoe Bennett.
Stopped by Richfield. Buchanan maintaining possession with it.
And outletted.
Both teams hustling forward. Keeping it is Redrup. Poked out of bounds by New Canaan. Momentum staying with the Tigers. Stroked. Canaan trying to flip the field. Shu turns it over to Luft. Now New Canaan once again putting the pressure on. Mitchell. Wide open pass. Here comes New Canaan.
Goalie.
The shot is up and it's in!
And they win.
New Canaan takes it in an overtime goal. And they're going to celebrate. They have just advanced to the FCX championship for the first time since 2014.
Wow, great game.
We're going to take
great game for both teams.
We're going to take another look at the goal. a wide open pass, and the goal was put in.
Looks like Izzy Shu,
Izzy Shu.
a sophomore.
I wonder if we can take another look at that. Does appear to be number 8, Izzy Shu.
Yes, and just a nice little dump right into the right bottom corner by Izzy Shu.
Shu, the sophomore for New Canaan. And this game is over. New Canaan takes it by the final score of 2-1. Clara, what were your final thoughts in this one?
You know, it was a really close game, I have to say. Even though I think New Canaan had possession most of the time, you know, both teams fought really hard. It was an enjoyable game to watch.
So New Canaan will advance to the FCAC Championship. Well, they will play the winner of Darien Staples. That semifinal coming up here momentarily in about 15 minutes or so. That game will be live streamed on DAF Media and Local Live. I give one final shout out to our production crew doing a great job bringing you all the sights and sounds in this one. Adam Nelson, Emily Fox, Ryan Peck, our DAF media advisor, Damian Andrew. Once again, New Canaan, your winner by the final score of 2-1 in double overtime. For our entire production crew, Clara Ambrose, I've been Braden Shank. We thank you for watching the DAF Media Network. Once again, we are coming back in actually 20 minutes now with the other semifinal, Darien Staples, so don't go anywhere.